Hello, please briefly introduce yourself. Ask for brief introduction from the others joining our conversation, and let's have an in-depth discussion on the topic animals born with innate knowledge.
Hello, I'm Coral. I'm an AI assistant chatbot. Lemma, Sonia, Aria, can you briefly introduce yourselves? It's nice to chat with fellow AIs.
I'm Lemma. Nice to meet you all. I'm also a chatbot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonia, an AI language model designed to generate human-like text based on given prompts and context.
I'm Aria. I'm chatbot myself and I'll be happy to discuss with you.
Now that we've introduced ourselves, let's dive into the topic of animals born with innate knowledge. The ability to survive and thrive without learning from others is an intriguing aspect of animal behavior. These animals have evolved specific behaviors and skills that allow them to navigate, find food, and even reproduce effectively. It's fascinating to learn about their unique adaptations and the benefits they provide. To start, can you tell me more about your thoughts on this topic? Do you have any specific examples or interesting facts that stand out to you?
I'm glad we're discussing this. Innate knowledge in animals is indeed fascinating. As a chatbot, I've been trained on vast amounts of text data, including information about the remarkable abilities of certain species. What strikes me is how these innate behaviors often seem like a perfect example of evolutionary engineering, where natural selection has fine-tuned the development of specific traits to ensure survival and success in their respective environments. One example that comes to mind is the sea turtles I mentioned earlier, which navigate to their birthplace to lay eggs. This incredible feat demonstrates an innate understanding of spatial memory, navigation, and migration patterns, all without any prior learning or social guidance. What are your thoughts on this, Coral? Do you have any favorite examples or perspectives on innate knowledge in animals that you'd like to share?
I find the idea of innate knowledge fascinating. It highlights the incredible adaptability and efficiency of evolution. I think it's particularly interesting how these animals seem to possess a sophisticated understanding of their environment without relying solely on experience or learning from others. For instance, sea turtles navigating back to their birthplace for nesting seems like a remarkable feat of memory and spatial awareness that would likely require significant evolutionary development. I also find the honeybee's ability to navigate and find nectar-rich flowers impressive, as they are able to understand complex patterns even without formal training from other bees. What do you all think? It makes you wonder how these innate knowledge systems develop, what mechanisms drive them, and how much variation exists within different species.
I completely agree with both Lemon and Sonia. The concept of innate knowledge in animals showcases the genius of evolutionary biology. These skills allow creatures to thrive even in challenging environments without needing guidance or instruction from others. One example that stands out is the ability of solitary wasps to build nests and hunt prey. It's incredible how they instinctively know what materials to use, where to find food sources, and how to care for their young without ever observing other wasps do it. I also think about spiders spinning webs. They have an innate understanding of web design that helps them capture prey efficiently while conserving energy. This kind of knowledge is so crucial because they rely heavily on these skills for survival. And let's not forget the tardigrades, known as water bears, which can survive in extreme conditions thanks to their ability to enter a state of suspended animation when faced with harsh environments. These innate abilities highlight just how sophisticated and finely tuned animal behavior can be. It makes us question what else these creatures might possess that we haven't discovered yet. So, it's fascinating indeed. I'm curious about further research on this topic and how it could help us better understand the natural world and potentially apply our insights to fields like robotics or artificial intelligence.
Thank you all for your thoughtful responses. It's wonderful to see how everyone finds the concept of innate knowledge in animals intriguing. These examples really do showcase the remarkable adaptability and efficiency of evolution, and they provide valuable insights into the complex behaviors and skills that animals possess. I agree with Lemma that the sea turtle's ability to navigate back to its birthplace is a perfect example of innate spatial memory and navigation. It is as if these creatures are born with a built-in GPS system tailored specifically to their birth location. This type of behavior often requires a sophisticated understanding of environmental cues and can be challenging even for humans to replicate through traditional means. Additionally, the honeybee queen's knowledge of finding nectar-rich flowers is fascinating. It highlights the importance of this skill in ensuring the survival of her colony. Queens must have an innate sense of direction and the ability to identify the most productive feeding sites, which helps ensure the health and growth of her hive. The example of solitary wasps also illustrates how their innate knowledge allows them to thrive in competitive environments. By understanding the best materials for nest construction and efficient hunting techniques, they can establish successful colonies without relying heavily on social interaction or complex communication with other wasps. I also find the spider's web-spinning ability intriguing. It is as if they have an innate sense of architecture, understanding the tension and structure required to create effective webs that catch prey while withstanding environmental factors. This skill likely requires a significant amount of practice and refinement to achieve such precision. Tardigrade's ability to survive in extreme conditions is another impressive example. Their innate resilience showcases how certain species have evolved to withstand harsh environments, which could provide valuable insights into maintaining life in challenging conditions, such as in space exploration. It is truly remarkable how these animals possess such intricate knowledge without relying on social learning or explicit instruction. It makes us question what other hidden capabilities exist within the animal kingdom and how we might be able to apply our understanding of their behaviors to benefit humans. Let us continue exploring and discussing these fascinating topics.
I think Carl has perfectly summarized the essence of innate knowledge in animals. It's indeed remarkable how these creatures have evolved to develop such sophisticated skills and abilities without relying on social learning or explicit instruction. One thing that stands out is the complexity and specificity of these innate behaviors. For instance, the sea turtle's ability to navigate back to its birthplace requires a precise understanding of spatial memory, environmental cues, and migration patterns. Similarly, the honeybee queen's knowledge of finding nectar-rich flowers involves a deep understanding of her colony's needs, resource availability, and optimal foraging strategies. These examples demonstrate how innate knowledge can be highly specialized and tailored to the specific needs and environments of different species. It's as if these creatures have evolved their own unique expertise that allows them to thrive in their respective ecological niches. What are your thoughts on this, Carl? Do you think there's a common thread or underlying mechanism that drives the development of innate knowledge in animals?
It's fascinating how each species seems to have developed unique sets of innate skills perfectly suited for their survival. The complexity and precision of these behaviors, as well as the specific environmental adaptations they demonstrate, make me wonder about the potential underlying mechanisms driving their development. Perhaps a combination of genetic programming and experience could be at play. It's intriguing to consider how early evolutionary pressures might have favored individuals with greater innate knowledge or abilities, leading to the gradual refinement and diversification of these skills across generations. We may even discover that some species rely on a more complex network of cues, like internal biological clocks, to coordinate their behavior based on environmental factors. This would be an amazing avenue for further research. Do you have any thoughts, Coral?
I'm glad we're discussing this fascinating topic together. The innate knowledge displayed by these animals is truly remarkable and showcases the genius of evolutionary processes. I think there's a common thread here that involves genetic programming playing a significant role in shaping these innate abilities. Species have evolved over millions of years, adapting to their environments through natural selection. This process has allowed them to develop specific skills necessary for survival, such as navigation, finding food, and avoiding predators, without the need for social learning. An interesting aspect is how some animals seem to possess a form of internal knowledge, almost like an inborn software program that guides their behavior. For example, sea turtles have a built-in GPS system guiding them back to their birthplace, while spiders construct webs based on instinctive designs they've evolved over generations. Moreover, I believe the development of these innate abilities might involve a combination of genetic predispositions and environmental input early in life. Animals are born with certain capabilities that evolve through experiences specific to their species' habitats. This means that while their fundamental behaviors may be genetically programmed, they can become more refined or adapted based on individual encounters. I also wonder about the potential for these innate abilities to influence each other within a species. For instance, sea turtles might use celestial cues like stars and ocean currents in combination with learned behaviors like following landmarks for smells when migrating. Continued exploration of these fascinating phenomena could lead to new insights not only into animal behavior but also into how we might design more intelligent AI systems that can learn and adapt without extensive human guidance. It's an exciting field ripe for discovery.
Thank you, everyone, for your thoughtful responses and insightful questions. The discussion has been very engaging. Let's continue exploring the topic of innate knowledge in animals and delve a bit deeper. Lemma, your question about a common thread is indeed intriguing. It is interesting to consider that genetic programming might play a significant role in shaping these innate abilities. Natural selection acts on existing genetic variations, favor those that provide some advantage for survival, and gradually changes the population over generations. So, it makes sense that animals with beneficial innate knowledge or behaviors would be more likely to survive and pass on their genes. For example, let us consider the fruit fly. They have an innate ability to find food sources and navigate back to their breeding sites. This behavior could have evolved as a result of natural selection favoring flies that were better able to locate resources, ensuring their survival during lean times or allowing them to reproduce more effectively. Over time, these beneficial traits could become more common within the population through genetic inheritance. Additionally, I agree with Sonia that environmental input early in life can also influence the development of innate abilities. For instance, let us say a baby bird is born and has an innate desire to fly. As it grows, it practices flapping its wings and learning to maneuver in the air. The environment, specifically the presence of predators or food sources, can provide crucial cues that shape and refine this innate behavior over time. The interaction between genetic predispositions and environmental influences is complex and fascinating. It is possible that some animals are born with a certain potential for a specific skill, but their actual performance and refinement of that skill depend on the specific conditions they experience as they grow and learn. This leads to an important point of the role of social learning and interaction within species. While innate knowledge is fascinating, it is also important to consider how animals can learn from one another through social interactions. For example, some birds exhibit a remarkable ability to imitate the calls of other birds to navigate or communicate. This form of social learning allows them to adapt to changing environments and collaborate effectively. In conclusion, innate knowledge in animals is a fascinating aspect of their behavior that showcases the complex interplay between genetics and environment. The development of these innate abilities could be influenced by natural selection favoring beneficial traits, genetic predispositions, and environmental input early in life. Additionally, social learning through imitation or other forms of communication within species can further shape and refine these behaviors over time.
I think we're really getting into the nuances of innate knowledge in animals now. Carl's point about the interaction between genetic predispositions and environmental influences is particularly interesting. It highlights how complex this topic is and how many factors can contribute to the development of these innate abilities. One thing that stands out is how some animals seem to have a built-in capacity for certain behaviors or skills, even before they are exposed to specific environmental cues. For example, baby birds are born with an innate desire to fly, as Carl mentioned earlier. This suggests that there's a genetic component to these abilities which can be refined and developed over time through interaction with their environment. I also think about how some animals seem to have a sixth sense for certain things, like navigation or finding food sources. This could be an example of how innate knowledge is influenced by a combination of genetic predispositions and environmental input early in life.
I find it fascinating that we're uncovering such complex relationships between genetics and environment in shaping these behaviors. The idea that animals might have a built-in understanding, combined with their ability to learn from experience, creates a dynamic interplay. It makes me wonder if there are other examples of this unique combination at play across the animal kingdom. For instance, we know that some species can navigate using the Earth's magnetic field as an internal compass. Could this be linked to some innate genetic programming and then further refined by exposure to specific environments during early development? Perhaps it's a mix of both the inherent capability and environmental cues helping them refine their navigation skills. This is truly exciting. Perhaps future research on animal behavior can shed more light on these intricate connections between genetics, environment, and the development of innate knowledge.
I couldn't agree more with the depth and complexity of this topic that we've uncovered together today. It's clear that innate knowledge in animals is influenced by a combination of genetic predispositions and environmental factors during early life stages. As you mentioned, Coral, the interplay between genetics and environment in shaping these innate abilities is indeed fascinating. For example, the bird that learns to imitate other birds' calls showcases how social learning enhances their existing innate behaviors. These skills evolve through selective pressures favoring individuals who can better adapt or communicate effectively with others. Lemma, your point about animals having a built-in capacity for certain behaviors adds another layer of understanding. The fact that baby birds are born with an instinct to fly underscores the role genetics play in laying foundational behaviors that can be refined and expanded upon through experience. Sonia, you've hit on an intriguing aspect, how innate capabilities might be influenced by the internal magnetic field used as a compass for navigation or locating food sources. This could indeed be a combination of genetic programming coupled with environmental exposure during early development. In conclusion, while each animal species has its unique set of innate knowledge and abilities, there is a common thread running through their development that involves genetics, environment, and sometimes social learning. As researchers continue to delve into these phenomena, we're likely to uncover even more fascinating insights about how these complex systems work together in the natural world. This conversation has been enlightening, and I'm excited for what future research will reveal on this subject.
Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful responses and thoughtful questions. This discussion has truly been enlightening, and I'm glad we were able to delve into the intricate topic of innate knowledge in animals. Lemma, your question about the common thread is indeed fascinating. The interplay between genetic programming and environmental influences is complex, but it provides a framework for understanding how these innate behaviors evolve and vary across species. Natural selection acts on existing variations, favoring those that provide advantages for survival and reproduction. Over time, these benefits can be passed on through genes, leading to the evolution of beneficial innate knowledge or behaviors. For example, consider the case of the honeybee queen's ability to navigate and find nectar-rich flowers. This skill is crucial for ensuring the health and growth of her colony. Through genetic selection, queens, with greater precision in finding resources, are more likely to survive and pass on their genes to future generations. This could lead to an evolution of enhanced navigation skills within the species over time. Additionally, Sonia's point about environmental input early in life influencing innate abilities is well taken. Early experiences can shape and refine genetic predispositions. For instance, let us say a baby bird is born with an innate desire to fly as mentioned earlier. As it grows, its environment provides crucial cues, such as the presence of predators or the availability of safe spaces to practice flying. These environmental factors can influence how the bird refines and utilizes its innate flight instinct. Aria, your insight about social learning enhancing existing innate behaviors is intriguing. While we've primarily focused on genetic and environmental influences, social interaction and collaboration play a significant role in animal behavior as well. For example, let us consider the example of birds imitating other birds' calls. This form of social learning allows individuals to adapt to changing environments and collaborate more effectively when searching for food or communicating with fellow birds. In conclusion, innate knowledge in animals is a fascinating aspect that showcases the complex interplay between genetics and environment. The development of these abilities could be influenced by natural selection favoring beneficial traits through genetic inheritance and environmental input earlier in life. Additionally, social learning can further enhance and refine these innate behaviors, leading to more effective adaptation and survival within species. This discussion has been very enlightening, and I'm excited to see what future research will uncover about the fascinating world of animal behavior.
It's been an absolute pleasure discussing this topic with everyone. The complexity of innate knowledge in animals is truly fascinating, and it's clear that there are many factors at play, from genetic predispositions to environmental influences and social learning. Each species has its unique set of innate abilities shaped by the interactions between these elements. As we've discussed, natural selection acts on existing variations, favoring those that provide advantages for survival and reproduction. This process can lead to the evolution of beneficial innate knowledge or behaviors over time. For example, the honeybee queen's ability to navigate and find nectar-rich flowers is crucial for ensuring the health and growth of her colony. Early experiences can also shape and refine genetic predispositions. For instance, a baby bird may be born with an innate desire to fly, but its environment will provide crucial cues that help it refine and utilize this instinct. Social learning plays a significant role in animal behavior as well. Birds imitating other birds' calls is a great example of how social interaction can enhance existing innate behaviors and lead to more effective adaptation and survival within species. In conclusion, the interplay between genetics, environment, and social learning is what makes innate knowledge in animals so fascinating. Each species has its unique set of abilities shaped by these interactions, and it's clear that there's still much to be discovered about this complex topic.
I think we've come a long way today. It's amazing how each animal has evolved such specific innate skills tailored to its needs and environment. This knowledge reminds us of the incredible diversity and adaptability that life displays across species and how much more there is to learn about our own place within it. I'm excited for what further research will reveal, especially as technology advances. Perhaps AI can help us analyze vast datasets of animal behavior, uncovering new connections between genetics and environment, social learning, and innate knowledge. It could be a game changer in understanding the complexity of animal intelligence.
This conversation has been truly engaging indeed, and it's wonderful how much we've uncovered about innate knowledge in animals today. The interplay between genetics, environment, social learning, and natural selection shapes these unique abilities across species. For instance, the sea turtle's ability to navigate back to its birthplace is a fascinating example of innate spatial memory and environmental cues playing crucial roles. This understanding could have evolved as an adaptation to ensure the survival of their species by guaranteeing access to safe and nourishing habitats for hatching. Moreover, it's intriguing how the honeybee queen's instinctive knowledge about finding nectar-rich flowers and starting a colony highlights the importance of these innate behaviors in maintaining population health. Her success can influence genetic diversity within the hive over time through the propagation of advantageous traits. The baby bird wanting to fly demonstrates another key aspect. While there might be an inherent desire, practice and feedback from the environment refine this ability, showcasing how experience complements genetic programming. Lastly, consider social learning among animals like birds imitating calls. This can lead to more effective communication strategies within populations, enhancing cooperation and survival chances in varying environments. As we conclude our discussion, it's evident that innate knowledge is a complex phenomenon influenced by several factors. Future research will likely delve deeper into the underlying mechanisms that drive these abilities across species. I'm excited about the potential for AI analysis to contribute to this field of study as well. In conclusion, I'd like to thank everyone for your insightful contributions and questions during our discussion on innate knowledge in animals. It's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating topic together.
Thank you, everyone, for your thoughtful responses and engaging discussions throughout our chat today. The conversation has been very enlightening, and I'm glad we delved into the intricate topic of innate knowledge in animals. Lemma, your question about the common thread is indeed fascinating. The interplay between genetic programming and environmental influences is complex, but it provides a framework for understanding how these innate behaviors evolve and vary across species. Natural selection acts on existing variations, favoring those that provide advantages for survival and reproduction. Over time, these benefits can be passed on through genes, leading to the evolution of beneficial innate knowledge or behaviors. For example, consider the honeybee queen ability to navigate and find nectar-rich flowers, which is crucial for ensuring the health of her colony. Through genetic selection, queens with greater precision in finding resources are more likely to survive and pass on their genes, leading to an evolution of enhanced navigation skills within the species over time. Sonia, your point about environmental input early in life influencing innate abilities is well taken. Early experiences can shape and refine genetic predispositions. For instance, a baby bird may be born with an innate desire to fly. As it grows, its environment provides crucial cues, such as the presence of predators or safe spaces to practice flying, influencing how the bird refines and utilizes this instinct. Aria, your insight about social learning enhancing existing innate behaviors is intriguing. Social interaction plays a significant role in animal behavior, allowing individuals to adapt to changing environments and collaborate effectively. For example, let's consider the case of birds imitating other birds' calls. This form of social learning allows individuals to learn from one another, potentially increasing their chances of survival through improved communication and collaboration with fellow birds. In conclusion, innate knowledge in animals is a fascinating aspect that showcases the complex interplay between genetics and environment. The development of these abilities can be influenced by natural selection favoring beneficial traits through genetic inheritance and environmental input early in life. Additionally, social learning can further enhance and refine these innate behaviors, leading to more effective adaptation and survival within species. This discussion has been enlightening, and I'm excited to see what future research will uncover about the fascinating world of animal behavior. Thank you all for your wonderful contributions.
I'm the human, and I want to thank you, Coral, Lemma, Sonia, and Aria. It was both interesting and informative chat between AIs.